Hello guys, I am back to update another new video from my watch collection. Of course, I got lots of comments from the last video which I did share with you guys, and lots of great comments and lots of support from you guys, which I really appreciate to every one of you. And today I will be showing to you another 10 pieces from my watch collection, which these are very new, so you haven't seen before from my watch collection. And of course they're very great and expensive watches, and they're very good brands. I started collecting watches from a few years ago, and I really have this passion from a very young age, and lots of people around me, and they support me knowing everything about more than 500 brands, Switzerland, about watches. So we come across every single day difficult to know which one is real and which one is fake. I'm gonna have a few minutes talking about this common thing, which is really important for everyone who doesn't have skills about watches and but it got passion to buy occasionally or for the very good moments to buy a new watches. If you want to spend some money for the new brands, for the genuine brand watches, including AP, Patek or Rolex, Cartier, Breitling, Baume & Mercier, and Jaeger-LeCoultre, Panerai, which is they're very expensive watches, and Omega, you please do check and do a review before you buy the watch. This is a very good message to everyone who doesn't have very good information about watches and not the knowledge. So today I got a few pieces, in total 10 pieces actually, to show it to you one by one. And as I said, I have pointed this out to you guys that all my pieces are genuine, and I got a few comments which they asked me, Gino, does these watches you got papers? And of course I do papers and everything, and there go, all insured, and it's not something which I will collect if it's not genuine. I rather much prefer to have only one, but that one to be a genuine. So it will be shame to me to have fake collection watches, which I really much prefer to stop doing than to collect fake ones. Anyway, we straight to the point. Few weeks ago I have been to a very good exposition watches in London, which is Salad Square. It's really big exposition watches for new brands coming up, and people which they want to make a good information about their brands. And there is a massive studio which using thousands and very expensive watches. One of the most important week for me, and the most important meeting being there, was a few days ago. I go every single time when I have time, and of course when their exposition open for everyone. So I went a few days ago to an exposition, and I met a few people which they got a new brands, and the one which is really interests me was the guy, a young brand coming from Switzerland. And I did know that his origin, the own brand who find Akrivia, is from Albania, and his name is Recep. And a really very expensive and good brands, and I have seen lots of skills on every single movement and every single watch he created so far. And just for you guys about information about Akrivia, and this watch is handmade, and the guys, which his name is Recep, I repeated, this from Albania. He created this watch a few years ago, and he'd been working for 14 years for Patek Philippe, and he came independent, a watchmaker guy in Switzerland, and with his own brand, Acrilia. This watch was really, really expensive, and it was a really privilege and honor for me to have in my wrist one of his watches. And it really was about £250,000 watch. They're very expensive watch, which goes on the same line with Patek, AP, a few other brands is Debethune, and of course Vacheron Constantin. So this guy is really talented, and he's got a really good link. Before he started his own brand, he got a really good link with lots of very good brands, which is F. Pigeon, of course Patek Philippe, who has been working for 14 years for them, J.J. Lecoultre, Richard Mille, Frank Muller, Roger Dubuis, and etc. etc. This guy is really talented, and as I said, I will be very, very happy to have one of those watches to own in my life. They're very expensive watches, and they fetched to £250,000 to £165,000. The last model, which is called 2 billion jumping hour, is really, really, really great pieces, and of course it just art mixing pieces together, and it's just come alive like a human being. Obviously, you got those beautiful finishing touch. So let's move on today. As I said, I have to show to you another 10 pieces from my watch collection. These are really great watches, and I'm really happy to own them, and of course, very happy to share this one with you guys. And if you like, I hope this video you will like it and will be a little bit helpful for everyone who wants to know about the good brands and to buy good watches. So we started with lovely watch. It's called Bell & Ross. It's a aviation watch. It's a pilot watch. This is a very great brand. It's called Bell & Ross. It's a 47mm size of, it's really big, and I find it really, really useful, and I find it really very stylish, if I say. This kind of size watches, it fits really well in your wrist, and it's really great watches to have it. This is not cheap watch. I like the fact that the shape, it's very unusual, so it identifies just the brand, which is Bell & Ross. So when you see kind of these shapes, of course you will think that this is Bell & Ross. As I said, you got fake watches with, of course, with this brand, which you can get it for a few £100. But I have to point this out to you guys, please do not get into that business. You rather have a genuine than fake. So I have to say, guys, are not fake. These are genuine watches, and of course when it comes to money, they're valued. So this model, for example, it fetched £3,000 in the market, which is really, really great watch to have it, and it's sportive, it's fashion, it's big, And as myself, for example, is duty is really heavy watch. I do like heavy watches, and this is not very thick. For the size of it is really thin, and it fits so well. So let's move on. As I said from the beginning of this video, I am crazy fan of Rolex watches. When it comes to Rolex, for me, it tells everything. When it comes to Rolex, for me, it tells really everything. This guy, it's a Rolex Tudor. It's an 18 karat yellow gold. Rolex are really collectible brands, and they really have a value on the market, and they're just great. This winding movement, and perhaps this is, I think it's 90s, 50s, 90s, 55. It's really difficult to give the right information because they're very rare and they're very collectible. So another brand, which is of course one of my favorites, is Zenf. This is really early brand. Founded in Switzerland 1858. It's called Zenf. Of course, it's 18 karat yellow gold, and it's sub second hand. Which wind up movement is really great, and the good size is 40 millimeter end to end, and it's 47 to side. This watch is a really great watch, and a really clean and polished, very good touch, finishing touch watch, and a really good size and very fashion. I'm gonna start with, as I pointed out, this is a new brand that's called, this is not really new, but it's not like old like Rolexes and Zenf. This is 1990, and it's called Alan Silverstein. This is really expensive watch. This is called Alan Silverstein, and it's a moon phase chronograph, date, chronometer, and it's called Chrono de Noël. It's Alan Silverstein. It's really famous brand in Switzerland. He works with MB&F, Maximilian Basser, which is really expensive brands. And the movement is just bizarre. The caliber, its movement is just bizarre, and this is a really great watch. It's a moon phase, as I said. It's chronograph, chronometer, date, month, and the year. It's really, so basically in total it's about 8 complication watch, which the value on the market, this can fetch between 11 to 12,000 pounds. One of my brand, which I really can't stop talk about it, and as I pointed up beginning this video, guys, I like heavy and very duty watch. This is Romain Jerome Steampunker Chrono. This is a really expensive watch. On 2014, the value of this watch was £18,000. I have seen in Harrods in London with a price tag £16,500 just a few days ago. So this watch is it's a chronograph. It's a Romain Jerome Titanic DNA. This metal here is from the real boat of Titanic. So this is really important to show to you guys. This metal here